Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started again. We're going to be looking at Mr. Redding. And again, we're using metric conversion, so please have your reference sheet handy. Mr. Redding is building a new fabulous bead box. He needs 2 7/10 meters of wood for all the bead compartments. He has 176 centimeters of wood. Select all, which is telling me more than one, select all the ways to represent how much more wood Mr. Redding needs to purchase. So again, how much more is going to tell me to subtract. So I have 2 7/10 meters that he needs, and I know he has 176 centimeters, and I'm going to be subtracting those. However, I know that I also cannot subtract, unlike units, meters from centimeters. So I'm going to convert, and it really doesn't matter which way you convert because you're going to have all measurements that will represent. So I'm just going to start out and take the 2 7/10 meters, and I'm going to take it into centimeters to help me subtract. So I'm going to go to my reference sheet. I'm at meters, and I want to go to centimeters. So I'm going to look, and I'm going to find meters to centimeters. So here's meters to centimeters. Again, the bigger unit's on the left, so I'm going from a bigger to a smaller best soccer mom. And also notice when I'm going this way, my decimal is going to be moving in that same direction. Bigger, smaller, it's going to be moving to the right as well. And this is 10 to the power of 2 because there are 2 zeros. I'm getting 10 times greater each time I move that decimal over. I'm moving it over 2 times. So going to centimeters, this is 10 times greater and then 10 times greater again. So once I've made that conversion into centimeters, my new number is 270 centimeters. And I know that he had 176, so I'm just going to go ahead and subtract those two numbers. Now I can't do 0 minus 6, so I'm going to need to regroup from my tens place, and my 7 will become a 6. And then that 10 that I borrowed, I'm going to regroup into my ones. So now I have 10 minus 6 is going to give me 4. 6 minus 7, again, I can't do, so I'm going to go over to my hundreds and borrow. And now my 6 is 16. 16 minus 7 is 9, and then 1 minus 1 leaves me with nothing. Again, I converted to centimeters, so this is 94 centimeters. I'm going to go ahead, oh, that's not going to work, that's not correct. So here's centimeters. Now, and I got rid of the other one because it was a distractor, there's nothing else that can happen there, so my next issue is that I need to select all, so I need to go to milliliters and I need to go to meters. Doesn't matter which one you choose first. I'm going to go to milliliters. No, I'm not going to go to milliliters because it doesn't tell me on here. So what I am going to do is find centimeters to meters. So I'm at centimeters and I'm going to meters. I'm going from here to here, so my decimal is going to move in that same direction. It's going to move from centimeters to meters. Since I'm starting with a smaller and going to a bigger, silly babies dancing, I'm going to be dividing now by 10 to the power of 2. So on a whole number, my decimal's at the end. It's like saying $94.00. Moving over 10 times, 10 times. Moved it over 10 to the power of 2, so the decimal moved over 2 times. And I got 0 and 94 hundredths. I just put a 0 there as a spot holder, and I went to meters. So there's my meters unit. I don't see that there's a distractor there, but just remember that all units do not have to be used, and in this case, we're okay though. Now, I have those ones done, but however, I still need to represent milliliters. I'm in meters here. I now went to 0 and 94 meters, 94 hundredths meters, so I need to find meters to millimeters. 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. So this is going to be to the power of 3. So when I multiply by 10 to the power of 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to put a 0 in to hold that. Now I see that my decimal's at the end, so I'm going to drop that 0 and get rid of all that. I have 940 millimeters, which is right there. Cross out your last distractor, and you have your 3 answers, C, E, and F.